It's Margarita Mariscal, and I did a comprehension case study on Elizabeth. I did an IRI assessment on her. Elizabeth is a sweet little Hispanic girl from the age of 5 going into 5th grade. She lives with her parents, brother, uncle, and grandparents. She has an older brother that has an IEP for learning disabilities. She did very well in school up to the beginning of 4th grade when she started to have difficulties in reading comprehension. She has struggling with organization skill, and the teacher says she does fairly well in her exams, especially in the spelling exams, but she does struggle in certain areas. Being the youngest in the class does not discourage her. She is a very motivated child, and she tries very hard to keep up with her work. She enjoys reading very much. She's actually able to read a chapter book. She does receive extra services in math and in English. I started by creating a really good rapture with Elizabeth. I went around and I told her the instructions. I explained to her that first we will be doing a couple of words and she will be reading these words out to me. I told her not to be afraid, that if she felt like she didn't understand, I would be more than happy to read the word for her so she knew exactly what the word was. From there, I explained that she will be doing she would start out with some oral reading, which she will be reading out loud, and then I will be asking some questions and waiting for her response. I also explained to her that afterwards we will be doing some silent reading, and then I will be asking her some questions. Throughout her reading, I will be annotating any miscues and any errors that she makes along the line. When it came to the questions, I'll be noting her errors and jotting down her frustration levels. Here's a clear example of the word list that Elizabeth will be reading. I would start 2 grades underneath hers, and I will continue until I feel that she is unable to read about 5 words within this list. This is an example of the oral reading with any comments on Elizabeth's reading and any comments on the responses that she made. And this will be the silent reading, which was annotated, and again, the questions were noted if she did well or not. There's a copy of the score sheets, and as you can tell, when it came down to comprehension, Elizabeth did at a 2nd grade level, and the frustration level was a 4. When it came down to her silent, her independent and instructional levels were between 2 and 3, and yet her frustration level, she was able to keep it up to 4. As per my recommendation, I suggested rereading as an intervention, in where Elizabeth would read every 4 or every 3 minutes at the beginning of each paragraph. At the end of each intervention, interval, Elizabeth will be given a brief time to recall the main ideas of each. If she felt that she did not know what the main ideas, she would give an opportunity to reread. This will be useful for Elizabeth because it will help her take breaks between her reading. It would also help her monitor her understanding of what is being read. And it will help her increase her endurance and attentive skills. Another recommendation was to be taught annotation skills. It would help Elizabeth retain information, since annotating is in a way an interactive skill with the writer. You learn to start basically a common conversation with the writer. This will help Elizabeth interact more within the reading and be able to sustain most, if not all, of the information. Thank you very much for watching my video, and you have a nice week.